Should DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart all end their temporary fuel assistance programs? And by the way, how much of an impact have the temporary fuel assistance contributions have made in your wallet? Let's talk about it on this segment of the Gig Geezer. So let's quickly review the temporary fuel assistance contributions by these apps, starting with DoorDash. DoorDash offers, based on a minimum of 100 miles driven during the week, 175 miles during the week, and 225 miles during the week for all completed orders, $5, $10, and $15 respectively. And this shows up every Monday under either delivery pay or challenge. Next, there's Uber Eats. Uber Eats has implemented a 45-cent surcharge for every completed food delivery and a 55-cent surcharge for every completed rideshare ride. And this shows up each day or under the weekly tabs under other earnings. Now, then there's Instacart, and it's implemented a 40-cent surcharge to customers for each completed delivery, and that shows up under the tab Fuel Assistance. And then there's Grubhub. Grubhub increased its mileage in your compensation by 1 cent, and then each week on Tuesdays, it then offers an adjustment pay for 1 cent for each mile driven during the previous week. Now, all these apps say that the fuel assistance contributions are all temporary. All of them say that they're subject to review or that they'll go back and revisit them by the end of this month, April 2022. And by the way, hit that subscribe button, share my content among others, give my content a thumbs up, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. Now, my question is, should DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart end the temporary fuel assistance contributions? And have you actually seen any impact by these temporary fuel assistance contributions? Now, I shared in a recent Gig Geezer segment how the entire amount of money that I saw during the month of March 2022 was all of about the equivalent of one visit to the gas station. The exact amount was like somewhere about $55. Now, so far, as of today is April 8th, 2022, but as of April 7th, 2022, I've seen all of, during the month of April, $1.28 from Grubhub, Uber Eats $11.05, DoorDash $15, and Instacart $4.40 for all of $31.73. So it's not quite, at this juncture, it's not quite the equivalent of a trip to the gas station. But if I were to project it out over the entire month, it's probably going to be the equivalent of 2, maybe pushing 3 trips to the gas station. So we're probably talking somewhere in the neighborhood of about $125. Now, at one point last month, March 2022, I called these temporary fuel assistance contributions a pittance. Now, and maybe in a greater scheme of things, at least for me, based on what I make each month, it may amount to a pittance in that we're talking at most a little over 2% of what I make. And so we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of $125 again. Now, I realize that these companies are also contributing not only to me, but thousands, if not millions of other people who complete rides and deliveries each week. So I get it. They can't offer what we would think should be a truly fair amount in terms of fuel assistance. Because, by the way, I mentioned in a recent Gig Geezer segment that I spent over $860 for gas last month. And that is based on a comparison to March 2021, that's over 25% increase. In March 2021, I spent somewhere around $690 for gas for the entire month. Now, in my market, what I've seen probably in the past week or so is that gas prices have begun to level off and even decrease. Now, of course, traditionally, gas prices will take off like a rocket, but then they'll come down like a feather. So if prices continue in a downward trend, it is conceivable that DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart will all announce, perhaps at some point sooner, if not later, that they may cease with the temporary fuel assistance. But hit that subscribe button, share my content among others. I welcome your comments in the section below, and give my content a thumbs up. And with that, I'm Inwood Lane, and as always, may your hustle continue.